Story 1. Am I the a-hole? Mother-in-law invites self over during lunch and tells my partner later that she was offended we didn't share. I, 26 male, and my partner, 44 male, just bought a house together. We've been in the process of moving boxes and unpacking in between, going to work, school, etc. Our parents respectively have been helping a lot, gifting us the things we didn't have room for in our previous too-small apartment. However, my parents help when I ask. They show up when I need them. They don't drop in with a, "Hey, I'm coming over" text. And they certainly don't spend hours following me around while I'm putting things away to tell me that I'm doing it wrong. Nor do they gift us a white bath mat, just to criticize the fact that I actually put it in the bathroom because it'll get dirty, it's white. They also do not criticize my decor choices or spend hours scrubbing things that do not need scrubbed. They also do not tell me how to hang curtains or act like I'm too stupid to do regular handy chores and yard work. You know who does? His mother. A few days ago, she sent that, "Hey, I'm coming over" text. Right after I started cooking lunch, which was annoying, but whatever. She gets there and without prompt tells me that she brought food with her. She says she's gonna have her little sandwich. And while I understand passive-aggressive boomer speak, I don't entertain it. She said she had food, therefore I did not offer. Upon realizing she had given herself the duty of scrubbing our brand new and clean bathroom for hours, I did, however, put on some coffee. We're all big coffee drinkers. Of course, because I made it, it wasn't good enough. She managed to try to take coffee before it was done, so it was dripping on the burner while she was pouring it. She stayed through lunch. 10 a.m., we have breakfast at 4:30 a.m., clear to dinner. She even stayed when my partner left for their study group. While I was making dinner, I was hoping she'd go home. I was tired of her appearing behind me to micromanage my unpacking. My partner, who returned around 3 p.m., and I began talking about how tired we were, and how we needed to take showers, etc., because asking her to leave was out of the question. Trust me, I wanted to. Eventually, after realizing we did not make her dinner, she left. I, however, did not realize this was the case right away, because she was still talking about how she brought food. And given that she invited herself to do things that didn't need done, I took her word for it. She's an adult, she said she was good, and that she had food. She's not an incompetent baby that I need to micromanage. But yeah, she's kinda mad, and my partner was agreeing, saying we were bad hosts. I do not agree. I think his mom is negative and pushy. And it feels like she finds reasons to show up and be critical. I'm not entertaining this behavior. Now for the comments. Use your words. I'm coming over. Now's not a good time. She shows up. As I texted you, now's not a good time. It would be helpful if you asked ahead of time. Or after an hour or so, I'm glad you stopped by, but I have some things to take care of. And show he the door. Your partner is absolutely part of the problem, though. She texted him, not me, but I'm going to ask him to start using that "now's not a good time" line. I was planning on installing the curtains that day and then spending some quiet time with the partner. Of course, that did not happen. Truthfully, I have a hard time wording things when I think it should be obvious and end up sounding like a dick. So, I appreciate this comment a lot. Holy crap on a cracker. You are dating a man 18 years older than you that has his mommy coming over to make sure you are taking care of her son in the right way. There is a reason why women his own age won't date him. Not the a-hole. Have you talked to your partner about this? You guys need to establish clear boundaries/rules on her visiting. At the bare minimum, only allow her to visit when your partner is home so he can deal with her. We haven't had an actual discussion. It was just briefly mentioned that she was mad in the car. And then I got kinda mad. No yelling, just visibly annoyed, and told him she's overly critical and nobody asked her to show up. Then I got a migraine plus neck pain, and hours later now I'm here and still a little grumbly about it. He's at class now, but tomorrow before work we're talking about this. His mom is doing too much. Not the a-hole. You have a partner problem. Either he gets on board with supporting you, or it is time to rethink this relationship. In the current state of affairs, you see your future with this man. You are currently in second place to mom. I would not accept that. So what if you were bad hosts? She was a bad guest. You need to grow a backbone, though. Kick her out. She's not holding a gun to your head. You are right. And honestly, the woman exhausts me. She makes the simplest things the most complicated. And that day, all I wanted was silence so I could do what I had previously planned. You mean the manipulative act of doing something for you that you didn't want or ask for, just so you have to be thankful that they did it? And when you get mad about it, then can call you ungrateful for things you didn't want or need? Not the a-hole. If you don't address it, it will only get worse. She will only get more comfortable nagging you, and your partner will keep expecting you to adjust to his mother's temper tantrums. The light bulb moment I just had reading your comment. I've dealt with people like this before. This was exactly what she did. I understand if she's doing this because she's older and just wants to feel useful, but the behaviors behind it are unacceptable. I'm trying to be understanding, but my parents are only a few years younger than his. I have older siblings, and they are not like this. Story 2. Am I the a-hole for not listening to my wife and eating the wrong cookie? I worked a 10-hour shift yesterday and had little to eat but bubble gum and some cheap hot chocolate. I came home to a voice message whereas my wife had picked up a cookie for me from the local bakery and another specific cookie for our young daughter, which she could have when she came home from school. Overjoyed, partially because I was hungry and partially because my wife and I had been at odds for a bit and I thought perhaps this was an olive branch of sorts, I looked into the cookie box. One of the 2 cookies inside was definitely the one for my daughter, due to its description, so I ate the other one. It wasn't quite what she had said it would be, but I didn't want to be picky. A few hours later, my wife pours herself a glass of milk after dinner and goes into the cookie box. She mutters something under her breath, pours her milk back into the jug, and flops down on the couch. I asked what was the matter, and she informs me that I never listen, and I ate her cookie. I told her that I had only eaten the other cookie in the box that wasn't our daughter's, and my wife lets me know that my cookie was separate, in a bag under the cookie box, and that I should have listened better, and that she wasn't surprised. I asked her what kind of cookie I had eaten, and told her I'd go buy her another one. She refused to tell me, and merely repeated that I should have known that wasn't my cookie based on her description. The cookie I ate was white, and had some kind of brown icing on it. Apparently, she had bought me some sort of toffee chocolate chip cookie. Am I the a-hole for not paying attention and eating the wrong cookie? Or is she blowing this out of proportion? Edit. Since it's come up a few times, I thought I'd add a bit of information. Yes, I do have a hard time paying attention. I have ADHD, and I'm working on it. Yes, not eating all day is my fault. It was 2 days before payday. We had nothing in the house viable for me to take, and I had $1 worth of change in my cup holder, plus a pack of gum. I did what I could. No, she didn't mention that my cookie was separate. She told me my cookie was in our bread bag, which is a bag where we keep bread and other things we want to keep bugs and mice out of. She described the cookie as a toffee chocolate chip cookie. I looked in the bag, found the box from the bakery, and it had 2 cookies in it. One of them was decorated like the night sky, and is what she said she had purchased for our daughter. There was only one other visible cookie. No, I can't prove this unless someone can instruct me in how to download voice messages from Messenger and post them here. Now for the comments. This does not sound like it is a cookie problem. This sounds like it is a more general problem with you not listening. It wasn't quite what she had said it would be, but I didn't want to be picky. If she gave you a description detailed enough to feel like the cookie you were eating wasn't the one she described, you listened enough, you just did not give a fuff. You realized something was off and just shrugged it off, because it was the path of the least work for you. So you're the a-hole. Because you did listen enough, you just did not care at all. It sounds like OP has a long-standing habit of listening, but not doing what was said or cutting corners. Wouldn't part of the wife's message be where his cookie was? He just heard Cookie was hungry and grabbed what was in the fridge. You're the a-hole. Dude, this isn't about the cookie. If your wife wasn't surprised that you didn't listen, one of the two is probably a pattern. Either you don't listen often, or you do listen but you ignore her and do what you want. If you knew enough about the cookie to know it wasn't what she described, she gave a good description, meaning she probably also included where exactly the cookie was. BTW. As someone who's worked shifts longer than 10 hours, it's possible to figure out a way to eat something, even if just a snack or two. Figure out how to carve out 5 minutes to eat a granola bar or something a couple times during the day. Not eating is on you. You're the a-hole you sound willfully incompetent and tiring, and I would bet wife carries most of the mental load for the household. I didn't listen to her, now she's mad about something. That's impressively dense. You're the a-hole. Story 3. Am I the a-hole for walking out of a restaurant after my sister kept making rude remarks and trying to speak on my behalf? My sister, 24 female, and I, 26 female, never really had the best relationship growing up. I've always tried to keep it civil, but she wouldn't, and has always been rude to me and would try and speak on my behalf as if she's my lawyer. To make things relevant, I'm on the spectrum. She will constantly convince me to say no whenever others ask me a question. Tell me to shut up whenever I talk to my friends or anyone that wanted to have a conversation with me. Or my sister will shake her head no either, because she disapproves of something, or she simply wants me to shut the fuff up. This past weekend, my parents asked me and my sister to meet with them at a restaurant for dinner, as we didn't see each other in weeks and my parents both wanted to treat us. We met them in the restaurant and everything went well until it was time to order. I'm not much of an eater, so I wanted to order some of the appetizers, but my parents encouraged me to buy an entree so I can have some food to take home if I don't finish. I thought about getting it, but I saw my sister just shaking her head. I asked her what her issue was, and she said that she knows I don't need the entree, and therefore I shouldn't waste money or food. My parents told her that isn't her concern, and I can order for myself. I ordered the entree I liked, and when our food came, my sister was glaring at me the entire time. I finished my food, and I guess I didn't really need to take leftovers home since they were all gone, lol. When asked if we wanted dessert, my dad asked me if I would like some. I said I was full, but my dad said he'd want me to at least take something home, so I ordered a cheesecake. That was when my sister snapped. She called me a spoiled brat for wasting food and our father's money. And why do I effing need dessert? My dad told my sister to calm down and said she can get dessert too. My sister got even more angry and called me names such as a fat pig. I'm around 115, so not even close. A yes woman, whatever the F that means, and how I'm wasting money. I make my own money, so I DK what her issue was. I didn't want to be around her, so I just got up and left. My parents begged me to stay as we planned to get coffee somewhere else after, but I declined. I couldn't stay if my sister was gonna continue to be there. I even changed my mind on dessert. When I got home, I've gotten a couple of calls from my parents apologizing on my sister's behalf, and my mom said I shouldn't have walked out and let my sister get the better of me. She tends to defend my sister a lot, so I told her she needed to wake up and understand how my sister has always tried to control me for reasons I can't understand. Am I the a-hole for walking out? Now for the comments. Not the a-hole. Stop attending events if your sister is invited. She's evil, and you don't deserve a devil ruining your day. The next time your parents invite you two to dinner, tell them that you'd love to have a meal with the two of them, but you are taking a break from your sister. Tell them she has unknown mental health issues that make her obsessed with you, and you need a break from it. Tell them that you hope the break gives her time to get a life and quit worrying about yours. Not the a-hole. You were sensible enough to walk out before things got way out of hand. The good thing here is that you know how to handle your sister. Next time she does that, just make a sarcastic comment and move on. Or better yet, give her a taste of her own medicine. Next time, also give your mom the taste of her medicine by telling her to stand up to every insult that comes out of your dad's/sister's mouth towards her, and see how she handles it. No, you're not the a-hole. And the fact that your parents let your sister have this level of immaturity is appalling. Maybe have a tete-a-tete with your sister. You're in your mid-20s. This is adolescent behavior at best. Good luck. I am so sorry. You are not the a-hole and your family seems incredibly dysregulated. When, if you feel up to it, call your mother and explain that you will not participate in any more family dinners. Let her know that you would love to dine with her and your dad, but if she wants to talk with you about your sister, you will not be joining. Not the a-hole. It's wild to me that your mother is trying to put this on you for letting her get the best of you, when she and your dad rightfully told her it wasn't her concern in the first place. She blew up at you in a public restaurant because… what? Your parents decided to do something nice for you that they were also doing for her? It's not about letting her get the best of you. It's about her acting like an a-hole in the first place. You don't have to tolerate that kind of disrespect just because your sister holds some sort of bizarre, unspoken grudge against you. You decided not to tolerate her behavior, and your parents need to stop tolerating it as well. OP, you're not the a-hole. You mention you're on the spectrum. Do you think that may be source of your sister's behavior? You are very intelligent and empathetic. Not that you would not be. But did being on the spectrum require more of your parents' time and attention during your early years? Do you think your sister might resent the extra support you received from your parents? In terms of the fat pig comment, is your sister overweight, or does she struggle to maintain a weight appropriate for her frame? Comment seems to reek of jealousy. But I could be wrong. That your parents have never addressed your sister's behavior is unfortunate. But her behavior may also mean she has her own mental health issues that were never addressed. But she may also just be a mean bully. I'd avoid the sister, and if you have a good relationship with your parents, continue to meet with them. However, you do the inviting, and make it clear that you would prefer to not include your sister. If your parents complain about your boundary, simply let them know that your sister seems to want their undivided attention. If you have separate outings with them, she will get what she wants, and you get some much-deserved peace from her behavior. Is it harsh to set this boundary? Perhaps for your parents, but it is a harsh consequence for them not nipping her behavior in the bud when you were wee ones. At this stage, the best thing for you is avoiding your sister. To be honest, at this stage in your lives, your sister seems a bit unhinged. You can't force her to behave differently towards you, but you don't have to deal with it either. It will perhaps be difficult for you to cut her out of your life because your parents seem to want you two to be in each other's lives. But believe me, you don't have to be. And to be honest, if you were treated this way by anyone else, would you put up with this sort of behavior? I doubt it. You'd likely avoid interaction at all costs. This is no different. That you are related should have no bearing on your decision. Do not feel guilty about making this boundary decision. It doesn't mean you don't love your sister. It just means you don't like her behavior. You just have to do what's healthy for you. I'd also go as far as blocking her on your phone and social media if she contacts you to continue her bullying tactics. Not the a-hole. Thank you for listening. If you like the video, consider like and subscribe. If you want more stories like these, turn on your notification to receive the latest stories.